Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jacob Heppner, and this is the tip of the week. Today, we are here to talk about all things belts. When to use them, how to use them, and when not to use them. Kind of like a best course of action concept for all about belts. So, first of all, when should you use a belt? Too often, I see athletes come into a gym. As soon as they load up a barbell on the floor or on the rack, they immediately just put a belt on. I'd highly suggest you don't do that. You need to teach your body how to brace accordingly without a belt. Personally, I wait till about 85 or 90% of a max till I throw a belt on. Now, if I'm competing, that's a little bit different, but we're here to talk about just general fitness inside of a gym. So, 85 to 90% is when I put a belt on. Why is that? Like I mentioned, I want to spend the workup time, the working up to the 85 to 90%, to learn how to brace accordingly, to breathe correctly, to brace correctly. And then when I put that belt on, I can breathe into that belt. I can brace into that belt. I can use that belt to my advantage. And also, for me personally, and this is just for me, is I think putting on a belt is kind of like a mental cue. It's kind of like a mental high five. Like, oh, I got a belt on now. I can easily hit this weight. I can easily do more weight. It's kind of a mental thing for me. Now, that's when I use a belt. And the next question is how to use a belt. Too often, like I mentioned, I come into a gym and I see athletes grab themselves a belt and use 2 or 3 of their friends to tighten this thing down, and it is just, they can't even breathe. They're choking themselves out, right? We've gone back to the 1980s and we're on that corset or corsat thing, whatever it's called. Doesn't really matter. You can't breathe, right? That's the wrong way of doing it. You should learn how to breathe correctly into your belt, right? Don't overestimate what your diaphragm and your body can do. A belt is a great tool, but again, it's just a tool to help your body. Your body should learn how to brace accordingly without it. So learn how to breathe into a belt before you over tighten a belt. What I mean by that is, don't take that thing and yank it all around. It can be tight, but it shouldn't be so tight that you can't even breathe. You should be able to breathe accordingly and press against the belt, and that's the best way to use a belt. So, hopefully that helps you out, and we'll see you next week.